What's up, guys? My name is Max from Coleman INFINITI, located here in Bethesda, Maryland, to show you guys this all-new 2019 INFINITI QX50 Essential. So this QX50 is a completely new body style, not just a model refresh. This is a completely new body style from bumper to bumper. And this particular car that I have right here is a very heavily optioned vehicle, so I'm really excited to show you guys a bunch of the unique features of the QX50 compared to its competitors and help you make a decision in your buying process. So this particular QX50 is finished in Hermosa Blue Metallic with brown and beige semi-aniline leather interior. These wheels are from the Sensory package and they're 20-inch gunmetal finish wheels. The tires are 225/45 R20s. Also, all the new QX50s come with run flat tires as standard, so that's very nice to have. So when you get a flat tire, you can still drive for up to about 50 miles without having to worry. These headlights are also unique to the Sensory package, and as you can see, it's a very unique cubic design. As I come closer, right now the low beams and the turn signal are on, but you can see there's multiple pieces to the headlight. And you have the LED turn signal, and also these headlights are completely adaptive, and you have an automatic high beam. So as you turn the wheel, the headlights will swivel and turn along with the wheel, and when you engage the high beams, it'll automatically detect oncoming traffic and turn off the high beams if it senses a car in the other direction. So as you can see in the rear here, you have full LED tail lights, so that serves a couple purposes. Number one, they last way longer than halogen because LEDs consume way less energy. Number two, safety. As soon as you put your foot on the brake, LEDs instantly light up. Third of all, it just looks really good. Coming down to the lower rear bumper, you have dual chrome exhaust outlets, and hidden away in the bumper you can kind of spot the rear parking sensors. Since we're back here, I might as well show you guys the trunk. So you have a ton of cargo room back here, and it's very simple to get more. All you have to do is pull this little lever right here, and your rear seat is going to fold right down. Actually, I think my driver's seat's in the way right now. Oh, never mind. Yeah, you just give it a little push, and bam, you have a 60-40 split. So 60-40, and this way you have way more cargo room. And INFINITI has been kind enough to give you these little cool little cargo blocks. So what these do is you lift these out, and what you can do is you can stick these to the mat right here. So you see that? So you can take all these blocks. They give you a couple. And what you can do is you can construct a little custom blockade or whatever. So if you have some groceries or whatever, you put it right here, and it's not going to move. So that kind of acts as like a little cargo assistant. INFINITI is also kind enough to give you a cargo net that you're able to attach to the different parts of the different corners of the trunk and then tie down your cargo. And then last but not least, you have a little 12-volt outlet right here. If you have I don't know, if you have a cooler back here or something you need to plug in, it's very nice to have. And then very easily to close the trunk, you just push that button, comes right down. Also, the opening of the trunk is adjustable as well, so if you have a low garage, you can custom set it to whatever height you'd like. So now let's take a look at the interior of the QX50. So to get inside, you have this little smart key fob right here. I'll run you through the functions. You have lock, unlock. If you push and hold this button, you will open the trunk lid just like that. Push and hold once more, comes down. And then the final button, the panic button. And probably one of my favorite buttons on these INFINITIs is the remote start. On a cold day, you're inside your house, you want to warm up your car, all you have to do is push the lock button and then this top button. And you'll see, car starts right up. As you can hear, the car is on right now, and then to turn it off, you push that top button once more, car turns off. Also, all these cars are equipped with keyless access, so all you have to do is put the key fob in your pocket, and then to lock the car, you push this little button right here. To unlock, put your hand right behind, and it opens right up. Also, what's really nice is you have a little LED light inside the door handle, so when it's dark, you can see the door handle easily. Stepping inside, this car has a beautiful interior. You have brown leather mixed with beige, and then this very, very light wood trim. I mean, it even looks like aluminum, but it feels like wood, and it's a nice matte finish, so it's not gonna get scratched. And then that mixed with the aluminum just makes this car look very modern and chic. And then you have these laser cut Bose speaker grills, very nice. Two-way power memory seats. Down here you have your automatic seat functions. This is just to adjust the seats, and then this is your lumbar support right here. Also, not to mention the Infiniti logo on the side sill right here is illuminated too, so that's really cool at dark. Now that we're inside the car, to start up, all you have to do is put your foot on the brake and then push the center mounted start button to start the car up. So let me run you through the features real quick. Right here you have a little steering assist button. So this is steering assist off, turn it on. What you have to do is, I'll go over this in a separate video, but you have to turn on the cruise control and then you push the steering assist button, and what it does is that it uses the radar guided cruise control and it actually steers in your lane. So a lot of Infinitis have radar guided cruise control, so you turn the cruise control on and it'll follow the car in front of you. So that's not too uncommon, very nice feature to have. But what steering assist allows you to do, it'll actually stay in the lane, so the car pretty much drives itself. Now the car is not fully autonomous. Of course, you still have to be there. Every once in a while, it asks you to touch the wheel. Every about 15 seconds or so, it's going to beep at you to touch the wheel. You just grab the wheel so it knows you're awake, it knows you're there. But I mean, definitely for long drives, for traffic, this is an excellent feature to have. And then next right here is your parking sensors. You can turn that on or off. This one is your heads-up display. So as you can see, there's a little indent in the dashboard. And I hope you guys can see that. Right there is a little speed. It shows the speed 0 miles per hour. If I push the button, turns off and then on. And then one more, you have another trunk release button right there. This car has automatic headlights, so different from different Infinitis. The older Infinitis had the headlight stock right here. So now in this car, no more. You have off, automatic, your parking lights, and then your low beams on. I tend to leave it in automatic. Also, you have your front fog lights right here. So on the steering wheel, you have a bunch of controls. First of all, on the back, you have paddle shifters. So when the car is in drive, if you want, you can push it down one more time. And then you have manual control over the gears. So right is upshift, left is downshift. So that's very nice to have. Right here, you have your volume control buttons, back button. This button right here controls your infotainment systems. There we go. I can control my audio source. So from the steering wheel, I can click these buttons. I can go Sirius satellite radio right there. There you go. All that can be controlled to the steering wheel right here. And then right here, you can flip through the pages on the center instrument cluster screen. So you have let's start off from the top. You have your audio menu, navigation menu. So when you turn on the navigation, you'll have turn-by-turn directions right here in the center display. So you barely have to even take your eyes off the road. And also when you have directions going, it'll show up on the heads-up display. So Infiniti is trying really hard to, put everything in the driver's field of view. Next up right here, these are your cruise control buttons. So what this does is if you push this button, it'll allow you to turn on the steering assist and all those radar-guided cruise control features. And then this button right here will allow you to adjust your following distance. So how close or how far you want to be from the car in front of you. Down here you have automatic wipers, so if you just bring that once down, it'll leave them on. So it's going to be off right now, and if it were to start to rain, it would turn on. You can adjust the sensitivity with this right here, and then if you want to manually just turn them on and leave them on, you can do that as well. This right here is for your rear wiper. And then moving to your infotainment system, Infiniti's done a pretty cool thing. They have 2 separate screens that serve 2 different functions. So most of the time you're going to be in this bottom screen, so you can swipe through. It's customizable. So you have your navigation right up there, you have your phone, Bluetooth phone. Right now there's no phone connected, but you can have your contacts, everything synced into there. Information, it'll show you your fuel economy, eco, all those eco modes, and basically a trip computer. Where am I? It'll show you where you are, traffic information, map information. Pretty much all the information is going to be right there. It's very simple, easy to use. Besides that, you also have a driver assistance menu right here, VDC. So what VDC does is it's called vehicle dynamic control, and what it does is it uses a bunch of sensors in the car, and it monitors what the driver's doing, and it'll apply brake pressure and it'll adjust the engine output to kind of keep the car going where you want it to be. Aside from that, you have forward assist, distance control assist. So like I said, with this button right here, it'll allow you to control the distance from the car in front of you when you have that radar guided cruise control on. Lane assist is pretty much what it is. Lane departure warning, lane departure prevention. So it'll beep at you if you're drifting out of your lane, and if you don't actually do anything, it'll bring you back into that lane. So if I click blind spot right here, I can adjust different brightnesses. Can't show you right now, they won't, because there's no cars in my blind spot, but there's little lights right here on this side and on that side, and you can adjust the brightness for your blind spot monitoring. And then you have steering assist, which is what I said, it'll steer for you as it's following the car in front of you. Emergency assist is your forward collision avoidance system, so it'll brake for you if it detects a collision. So if the car in front of you stops and you're not stopping, it'll start to apply braking force, and then if you don't brake, it'll just bring the car to a stop. The next setting is park with easy steering. So basically what this does is it's gonna lighten up the steering at low speeds to help you park. Very nice feature to have. The steering in this car is already very, very easy. I mean, it's just an easy to maneuver car. Like, you could literally park this car with just your pinky. That's what I love. I mean, if you don't like that, you can turn off that feature. It'll make it a little heavier. And then up here you can also go ahead and adjust. Mainly this is going to be your navigation screen. So if your car is equipped with navigation such as this one, this is going to be pretty much your navigation screen. Although you can switch it up, that's what this is mainly for. Also, while we're down here, I might as well show you, you can adjust the different drive modes, engine and transmission. You can do sport, eco, standard. Same thing with steering, active trace control, active engine braking. And then you can adjust all this with this little scrolling wheel. So if I push this button, it'll bring up the menu here: audio source, audio list, your navigation settings. I can go back right there, and I can adjust the different orientations right here. So I personally like the 3D, so I'll leave it at 3D. It'll show traffic as well. If I scroll out, you can see the highway right here is it has green arrows, so that means that there's no traffic. And you can also zoom in and out using the dial that I'm using, the little scrolling wheel right here. And then down here you also have audio control. You push that, you can have your different FM, satellite radio, disc, iPod, Bluetooth audio, and this controls whatever radio function you pick. So it's control, you can pick like the different categories, you can tune to a specific station. Here is source, so you can do the different ones, like I said, Bluetooth audio. Down here you have your different settings, so you can adjust the screen day or night. So right now that's night. That's automatic, so it'll get dark when it's dark outside. Down here you can set up different users, so you can have your radio presets, all that set up. And then last but not least, this button right here is going to be your climate control. So you can adjust that with these buttons on the left and right. So you have dual zone climate control. You push these to warm it up on both sides. You have your automatic function right here. You set a temperature, it'll automatically go to that temperature. You have your different fan speeds right here, your different zones right here. Here you have your recirculation, front defrost, rear defrost. This will turn the system completely off or on. And then for both sides you have heated seats, or one of my favorite features, cooled seats. Now once you live with cooled seats, it's hard to go back. It's one of those creature comforts that once you have cooled seats, it's so hard to go back. Especially during the summer, it keeps your back dry, you know, you're not sitting in your seat sweaty. It's just a refreshing feeling as you drive. And then you also have some shortcut buttons down here, so radio, media, you can go through the different tracks or radio stations with these buttons. And then you have your little CD slot right here. Moving down, you have two USB ports to either charge or connect to the infotainment system. You have a 12-volt outlet right there. And then you have a bunch of space down here for your phone, for drinks, and then this little cover goes ahead and closes all that if you want to for a nice clean look. And then over here you have also, like I said, you have your scroll wheel to adjust your infotainment system, and then you have a map shortcut button, back button, and then your camera button right here. So this brings up your 360-degree camera. Right now it's front facing because we're parked. If I go ahead and put the vehicle into reverse, it'll show a rear facing camera. And you can go ahead and change the view. That's a full view. If I put it in drive, it'll show the front of the car. I can go ahead and change the view there. 360, that'll show the right front of the car, so to make sure you don't hit any curbs. And this right here will turn off the parking sensor, so if it's going to beep or not. And then down here you have your gear selector. So put it up. Let's start it off. To put the vehicle into drive, you just push the little unlock button right here to unlock the gear selector. Push all the way back and you're in drive. To put it in reverse, push all the way up and you're in reverse. To go into neutral, you push halfway down and then you're in neutral. And then once again, to put it in park, push that button. One nifty feature is if you're in drive and you just come to a stop and turn the car off, the car will automatically go into park. So that's one of the nice things about having an electronic shifter. Down here is your parking brake. So you pull to engage your parking brake, push to disengage the parking brake. This right here is your auto hold function for your brakes. So let's say you're driving along, coming to a stoplight, and you have auto hold engaged. You come to a stoplight, you stop, and then you take your foot off the brake and the car will hold itself. It'll hold the brake for you until you tap the gas, and then it'll release the brake and you go. So it's really nice to have in traffic and at red lights and whatnot, so you don't have to just sit there and keep your foot on the brake. And then right here you have your drive mode. So you have a personal that lets you adjust a custom mode, sport, standard, and eco. And what these do is it'll adjust the throttle response, and then how the steering feels. So in sport, the steering will get very heavy, and then in standard, it'll be a lot more easy. Inside the center console, you have one more USB port right there. And then looking up here, you have your control panel. So this will let you adjust the panoramic roof. So right now I'm closing the shade. And it just goes ahead and blocks out all the light. One thing to note while that's closed, in this specific model, you have a suede headliner, and this is just beautiful. I mean, you can just look at this. This is suede. It's so soft to the touch, and it's just so luxurious and plush. And then you push that. It'll open up that shade for you. And then the whole panoramic roof can slide open as well. So I'll show you that as well. And now the panoramic roof is going to slide open. And then to close it all, you just push that button, one touch, and it'll go ahead and close. Over here you have LED dome lights all around. In your mirror you have your home link functions, so it'll allow you to sync your garage door opener to the mirror, so you can just push this button and open your garage door. This is your auto dimming mirror function, so you push that button, that light turns off, and then the auto dimming is off. You push this and it'll turn on. So if you have cars behind you with their lights on, it'll automatically dim the rear view mirror as to not blind you. Moving to the back of the QX50, first of all, you'll see this is illuminated as well, just like the front, the side sill. Back here, you have quite a bit of room. You have these little cutouts right here for your knee. Right now I have the seat really far back from my position, a little over 6 foot tall, but you have map pockets right back here. There's a good amount of headroom, and then you have your LED lights up there. And what's very nice is right here you have a shade as well, so I can go ahead and pull that up and hook those right there, and it'll be a little darker back here, block out the sun. Also in the rear seat you have another 12 volt. You have a USB port to charge, and since it is 3-zone climate control, you can go ahead and adjust the temperature back here as well. You have a little armrest that folds out right there, 2 cup holders, a little storage cubby right there. And these seats are also adjustable too, so down here there's a little bar. I can grab that and move this forwards and backwards, and then to the side there's a lever I can push right here, and I can also recline the seat, so you can see right there compared to the other seat, this is reclining. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this little introduction video for the all-new QX50, and if you're interested in one of these or any other Infiniti, be sure to check out Jim Coleman Infiniti, located here in Bethesda, Maryland, across from Montgomery Mall.